8. Cheeky Pig. A 32-year-old fitness model was enjoying her vacation when a pig decided to chase her and bite her on the buttocks. The woman's name is Michelle Lewin, and she was visiting the Bahamas during her holiday when the incident happened in February 2019. The Venezuelan native was walking along the shore and had been filming when the pig set its sights on the woman's posterior. She was twirling around for the video, proudly showing off her figure and the beautiful location she was at. And this is when the pig snuck up behind her. The animal bit her behind while another one attempted to get a taste as Lewin ran away. Of course, she had recorded this whole thing and uploaded it for her 13.3 million Instagram followers. The video raked in over 4 million views after it had only been posted for 12 hours. The model can be heard screaming, "It bit me! It bit me!" before running away from the animals. She even uploaded a video of the marks on her butt that the pig left behind. Thankfully, the situation could have been a lot worse, and Lewin was lucky to have escaped with just a small welt on her backside. 7. Mount Vesuvius. The ancient Mount Vesuvius, famous for its eruption that destroyed Pompeii, is a popular tourist destination and a highly photographed location. However, over the years, there have been people that get too comfortable near the edge of this 4,000-foot, 1,219.2 meters volcano while trying to get the perfect selfie. One such incident happened to a Maryland man in July of 2022. 23-year-old Philip Carroll had been visiting this notorious place with 2 other members of his family. According to Paolo Capelli, who is the president of the Presidio Permanente Vesuvio, they had hiked through a forbidden trail in order to reach the very peak of the volcano. This trail was allegedly closed to tourists, and there was even a gate blocking the entrance to the path with "No Access" signs posted all around it. Once the family had reached the top of Vesuvius, Philip looked out over the vast crater and thought that it would make the perfect selfie background. Not surprisingly, things did not go smoothly for him. Philip lost his grip on his mobile device and dropped it into the deep hole. He attempted to recover it by carefully stepping over the edge, but he quickly lost traction and slid down into the crater as well. Philip was lucky and only fell just a few meters into the crater. But once he did, he was stuck. If he had not been able to stop himself, he could have fallen more than 1,000 feet, 305 meters into the abyss. However, luckily for him, he only ended up with a few cuts and scratches to his back and arms. Even though he could have been a lot worse, it was still a big ordeal trying to get him out of the cone-shaped crater. Teams from Presidio Permanente Vesuvio had to use long ropes in order to pull the man to safety. After Philip was rescued, he was taken into custody by the Carabinieri police. However, it's not clear from the article what charges the man now faces. Maybe next time he'll think twice before trespassing in a foreign country. 6. Trampled by bulls. A man in his 30s was horrifically killed by a bull in 2015 in the town of Vilasica while taking a selfie during the annual bull running festival. David Gonzalez Lopez, a man from Spain, was attempting to film the bull run and was not paying attention to his immediate surroundings. He had apparently left the secured area designated for the audience and wandered into the middle of the arena. He had his back turned while using his cell phone, and before he knew he was in any kind of danger, it was too late. Lopez was too busy capturing the collision of 2 bulls on camera, and so he didn't realize that there was one right directly behind him. Witnesses were in shock as they watched the events play out in front of them. Lopez was in blissful ignorance when the bull gored him in the back and tossed him into the air like a rag doll. Juan Jose Lozana, an onlooker to the whole event, said that he looked like a puppet spinning around in the air because he didn't fall to the ground. The man was completely caught off guard, and the incident was a terrible accident that could very well have been avoided. Of course, Lopez was rushed to a nearby hospital, However, there wasn't much they could do for him. Without going into too much detail, his injuries were extremely severe, and he was given a reported 2 liters of blood before he was pronounced dead. Mayoress Elena Fernandez of Villa Sequia, Lopez's hometown, stated that it was bad luck that he decided to take a video on his phone and leave the protected area, especially since this was his first time ever taking part in the bull run. She labeled the incident a tragic and stupid death. Visitors to this tradition were reminded to keep their wits about them, since these occurrences can happen in the blink of an eye if people aren't careful. 5. Gokta Waterfall. A man from South Korea was visiting Peru in July 2016 when he accidentally fell to his death while trying to take a selfie at the Gokta Waterfall. This beautiful natural waterfall was named after its closest settlement, and communities in the area have appreciated it ever since it was discovered by an outsider in 2002. This water feature is located near the city of Chachapoyas in the Amazonas department of Peru. The waterfall flows into the Cocahuayco River and is visible from nearby villages. Kim Jong-yeop, 28 years old, decided to hike to Gokta without a tour guide, which is a 5 to 6 hour round trip. However, when he got to the top, he felt accomplished and wanted to take a selfie to commemorate the momentous occasion. While he walked around the edge of the waterfall trying to find the best location for a photo, he lost his footing and fell a whopping 1,600 feet, 488 meters, off the side of the cliff. Kim unfortunately did not survive the fall, and rescue teams recovered his body from the base of the falls. He was found submerged under 23 feet, 7 meters, of water in the lake that Gokta Waterfall runs into. 4. Jaguar Attack. An unnamed woman in her 30s ignored zoo barriers and willingly climbed into the enclosure of one of the park's jaguars, where she was promptly attacked by the animal. In March 2019, at the Wildlife World Zoo in Litchfield Park in Arizona, paramedics were called after the woman decided she needed to take a close-up selfie with the zoo's jaguar. This was apparently not the first time this had happened at the park, and zoo director Mickey Olson said that there isn't much they can do to stop foolish people from crossing barriers. The woman put herself in danger out of her own fruition, and once she was close enough to the animal, he attacked her. She was in the jaguar's space, and these are wild animals after all, which can be extremely unpredictable. She was way too close to the fence, and when the jaguar had an opportunity, he reached out and slashed her arm with its razor-sharp claws. The woman's family witnessed the whole event, watching her get as close as she could to the animal without stopping her, and only called for help once she had been injured. A bystander named Adam Wilkerson recorded the aftermath of the attack with his phone and said that he and his mother heard the woman screaming and rushed over to distract the jaguar. His mother diverted the animal's attention by shoving a water bottle through the cage so that it would release the girl's arm. This tactic worked, and the jaguar turned its attention to the water bottle and grabbed that instead. Wilkerson was then able to grab the woman's torso and pull her to safety away from the animal's cage. She was then taken to a local hospital, and the laceration on her arm was treated. Even though things could have been much worse, the girl was expected to make a full recovery. 3. Helicopter crash. On March 11, 2018, a helicopter crashed into the East River in New York City, leaving the pilot as the sole survivor to tell the story of what went wrong. The pilot of the craft, Richard Vance, was interviewed by NBC News following the incident that killed 5 people on board. He claimed that one of the restraint tethers had gotten tangled with the emergency fuel cutoff switch as the helicopter flew over Central Park. He also stated that problems started when the front seat passenger on the aircraft turned his body sideways so that he could extend his feet over the edge of the craft to take a picture of his feet dangling outside. Vance reportedly tried to restart the engines, but was unsuccessful. He then attempted to glide the aircraft toward the river so that he didn't land in a more populated area. Footage was recorded of the crash that showed the propellers still turning before it toppled upside down. Safety pontoons were deployed, which were supposed to keep the helicopter upright, but they did not seem to get the job done. Further examination was completed in order to find out exactly what happened with the emergency float system. They found that the 3 floats on the left landing gear skid appeared to be more inflated than those on the right side, causing the imbalance that allowed the helicopter to turn over. When questioned by investigators about the event, Vance stated that he had instructed his passengers twice on how to properly use a cutting tool in order to release themselves from their harnesses. However, he recalls that during the flight, the passengers were undoing their seatbelts with their harnesses still in place and moving around the helicopter for better views. Vance also claimed that when he noticed the emergency fuel shutoff lever was in the off position, he saw that the front passenger, the man that had tried to take a selfie of his feet, had left his tether underneath the lever. Vance had managed to pull himself out from underneath the overturned craft and was rescued by a nearby tugboat. However, the other passengers were not so lucky. An investigation into the matter was still ongoing, but it's unclear what new information came from it. However, the family of one of the victims filed a lawsuit alleging that the harnesses on the helicopter were a death trap. 2. For the fans. A Danish YouTuber fell to his death in July 2021 while trying to film content for the reported 168,000 followers of his channel. The young creator's name was Albert Deerland, and this accident happened when he was only 22 years old. He was filming in the Italian Alps for his new video on his cell phone, while on top of Mount Sisita in Val Gardena, Italy. This location is a popular destination for thrill seekers and hikers due to its incredible scenic views at its peak. The exact events that led up to the unfortunate incident are not known, but Deerland somehow fell 656 feet, 200 meters off the mountain, according to Italian broadcaster Rai. A rescue team in a helicopter were dispatched to the scene. However, they were unable to save the young man's life, and he was pronounced dead when they arrived. His fans expressed their sadness surrounding the horrific tragedy on social media, and many posted tributes in order to memorialize Deerland. One post read, "R.I.P. Albert Deerland, always in our hearts fly high." Other shocked fans called for YouTubers to take more caution when filming risky stunts for content in order to prevent more tragedies like this one from taking place in the future. 1. Electric Selfie. In July of 2015, a man was hiking in the Brecon Beacons mountain range in South Wales when he was reportedly struck by lightning because he was holding a selfie stick. A selfie stick has an extendable metal arm that one can use to get a picture from a greater height. This device is typically a handy gadget for people wanting to take a group photo. However, in this case, it was the reason the man died. Numerous others were also injured by lightning strikes on the mountain range, and another man also lost his life as a result of terrifying Mother Nature. The Brecon Beacons mountain rescue team had apparently already been out on the range completing a training exercise when the event took place. News reporting website Wales Online interviewed Mark Jones, a member of the team, who claimed that one of the victims was reached by a doctor within 25 minutes. To the doctor's surprise, upon arriving at the scene, he found a Royal Marine cadet trying to resuscitate the man, and he was accompanied by one of the victim's colleagues. The Marine had been training in the mountain range when he stumbled upon the accident, and immediately tried to help to the best of his abilities. The 2 men that died on the mountain had been hit by separate lightning strikes, and the 2 other men who were injured were taken to the nearby Prince Charles Hospital to recover. Although the identities of these men were not revealed, police have stated that all 4 of them were believed to be from England. According to The Telegraph, One of the deceased victims had unfortunately been leading a group of kids as part of the Duke of Edinburgh award scheme. Thanks for watching. Would you rather take a selfie that might leave you hurt or worse, but would gain you millions of followers? Or take a safe selfie that would never be seen by anyone? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.